Well, I asked and you answered. We today are getting inside the mind of a pro like myself while I bowl a tournament. So I've mic'd up and we're gonna be bowling 8 games today. Getting inside kind of my moves, my thoughts. Hopefully this can help all you guys out there bowling tournaments. Yeah, 8 games today, PBA Regional down in Fort Sill. Let's get at it. You gonna help us out today?
I'm busy.
Too busy to help me strike? Jesus Christ. So after practice, they're hooking about 10 to 15 more. I'm throwing a weaker ball and I'm throwing it way harder. I don't know if it's our pair that just hooks way more than yesterday, but yesterday I tried in practice session to bowl on 35 and 6, knowing I was going to start here to see if it was a lot different than the rest of the house, and it wasn't. So looking across the house, they seem more normal, but our pair just seems like it's hooking so much more than everybody else's. So we'll just have to keep an eye out for that game too. Struggling to calm down a little bit when the lanes are so different. It's just kind of spooked me a little bit where they're hooking so much more than yesterday. I feel like coming in today, I knew the scores were going to be pretty low, and now I'm kind of questioning my strategy of not hitting the pocket, because that's always the play, but just questioning my strategy of trying to keep it simple and keep it in front of me. Because now obviously today you can chuck it to the left and have it hook back every time. So yeah, struggling a little bit to settle in, feeling a little more antsy than usual, focusing on too many things during my shots. So got to keep it simple, but pick one thing. I think for the rest of this game, I'm just going to try and pick one physical cue, which is, you know, keep my hand in the right spot and let everything else happen. So try and keep my hand a little more up the back, stop it from flying around the side, and then we'll lock back into these last 3 frames. What frame are you guys in?
4th.
I came to check on the situation of our next pair, which was 7 and 8, and there's a huge lane breakdown. So what will be happening with our pair is we'll probably have to wait about 30 minutes because they're only in frame 3 and we're in frame 10. So we'll probably have to wait 30 minutes before getting on our next pair. But with that, we'll also get some shots. So like I said, the focus of the video is, you know, mentally, what are we thinking? Try not to think too much of it. They're going to give us some shots to warm up. They're going to give us some time, so it'll all work out the way it works out. And right now, we got to focus on kind of doubling the 10th for 204. Ooh, swing. say, admittedly, in the middle of the tournament, I do look at scores. Not right off the bat, but maybe a couple games in just to see and make sure I'm not way too far off pace. Leading right now after 2 games is 128 over. Second is 70, and top 5 is 60 over. So the scores are so low, which we knew coming in would be the case. And then to make the cut, it's +8, so only a 204 average. And right now I'm sitting at 17 over. So yeah, overall, I do tend to check on the scoring pace just to make sure that, like, if I'm even and I think it's good and all of a sudden the pace is 220, that I know I need to make some changes to adjust to scoring pace. Or if I'm way ahead and I have a rough patch when the scores are really low, then all I need to do is grind out the game, simplify the game plan to match the pace. So just something to think about. We're in the middle of game 2. I'm not going to start chasing anything. I'm within the cut and my ball reaction is pretty good. So just got to keep doing what I'm doing. Rotate a little more. Pick up. Oh, why did you do that? Why did you focus like that? Great. Frustrating. All right, so we threw the first 2 shots of game 4. I went 9 spare, 9 spare. The first one was just a weak 7. The second one I tried to really trust it out to the left a little bit, and it didn't quite hook back in a 3-pin where I thought it should hook. So I stood up on the approach on my 3rd shot, and I said, why am I up here throwing a ball that I don't trust? I trusted it a lot last game, and then it started hooking a little early and not quite getting back when I got it to the left. So I knew it was time for me to either ball down or ball up to a ball I knew was going to hook no matter what. I chose the ball down route just because I was afraid of the early hook. Went to the Ethos Hybrid, which looked really good in the practice yesterday and looked pretty solid game 1. Lack of trust and good shot making game 1, but back to it here game 4, and it looks really good. Just got to keep shots online, and that ball is keeping it online. So let's hope we finish out the back half of this game pretty strong, because I just got to lock in and focus a little bit more mentally. So that will be the focus for the rest of the tournament. Whatever the option is, it's got to be straighter. Tried moving right off of the 5-pin to shoot at it, and it hooked even more. So, no, you're good. So whatever I got to do, whatever I have to do, it has to be harder and straighter. I don't know if it's urethane, I don't know if it's the ethos, but I'm going to try and bail out the back half of this game with the ethos and then make a ball change in the fill. switched to the vibe at the start of this game because, once again, I felt the early hook, and I threw the vibe in the fill. I actually got a chance to throw it. For me, throwing the urethane just isn't quite an option because it's almost hooking too early, and then the ball wants to hook early as well, so it kind of doubles down. So my vibe has been my option when other guys are throwing urethane, but it doesn't look great. So for me, vibe, I get to keep it in front of me, keep that swing nice and long, and kind of trap it in between, almost like I'm throwing it at the 2 minute. Then from there, we'll hopefully it strikes this game. So here we go. Hooks instantly. Coming out of game 5 there, had a really strong finish with that vibe. Finally moved right enough and didn't have to send my ball all the way to the left, which is kind of what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a ball that I can keep in front of me, not have to send so far left to right, because that's when it seems like I get the overhook, underhook mixture where it just doesn't end up looking that good. So right now for me, first shot of game 6, you saw it went super light. So first thought in my brain, I'm thinking, first move, I'm just gonna go 3 or 4 left, keep it that same speed, and keep it in front of me, because it's not that it like hooked early and stopped, it just didn't hook at all. So that's gonna be my first move, and we'll see if it works. One of the biggest tournament problems, or one of the biggest struggles when you come to bowl tournaments for me, is at least figuring out pair to pair. So obviously now I have the right ball in my hands. It's now a matter of figuring it out pair to pair. So right now this pair, lane 11 seems to be super tight, and I can move my feet left and go straighter with it. And lane 12, you saw me go Brooklyn, then you see me almost go Brooklyn again that last shot after moving a little left. I mean, lane 12 clearly hooks a lot, so now I have to play them 3 or 4 different to try and hit the pocket and score. So took advantage of the early breaks, you know, strung a 3-bagger when I went Brooklyn on the right lane, and now I got to get back on the horse and just make sure I play them as differently as they are. So I'm gonna stay where I'm at on lane 11, and I'm gonna move probably back to the right on lane 12. Pick up. Fuck. Lay that 5 sideways. usual, new game and new game plan because these lanes are hooking a ton. Both lanes are hooking a ton. The last game, the right lane was hooking a good amount, and this game, the whole pair is hooking a good amount more than even the right lane. So what we got to do, we're going to have to move probably 3 or 4 to the right, open up the lane a little bit, and might need to change balls, but I hit the pocket on my last shot and I 7th him, so I'll take it for right now. But the scores are so low. Once again, if I could just hit the pocket enough shots, we'll be all right. Just got to hit the pocket. So stay in that pocket. Cut score right now -30. I'm about 70 or 80 over, so I'm fine right now. I just got to keep surviving. I just switched balls again, obviously, because Brooklyn, and then I moved over to the left lane, and I threw a really good shot and it washed out. I'm having the right lane hooking a lot more no matter what, but I just can't have my shots that I think should strike wash out. So I knew I had the ball change. I changed to something still clean through the fronts because you got to avoid some of that early friction. If I use too strong of a ball, it'll just get off the line before the arrows. So cleaner ball, but still a big core to hook in the middle of the line. So switch to that deviate mantra and hopefully finish out the back half of this game strong. Got a good look on the first shot with that 7th pin, so hopefully we finish out the back half of that first game strong. Back half of, I guess this would be game 7, not the first game. Early phases of game 8. I think we're going to switch back to that vibe. That mantra was really good the back half of that last game, but now it seems to be hooking a little too much too early. I lofted the one in the 3rd frame in 2-4-7 after leaving a bucket when I laid it down clean onto the lane. So that just tells me that I gotta make a slight move here with the ball change. I'm probably going to go back to the vibe. It's going to hook a lot less, so I'm going to go a couple further left. And almost play where I was with it game 6. So hopefully we can throw some good shots, and that's the right read because I'm feeling early hook and I got to avoid it. I can't use it because it's just too much. So back to the vibe, and hopefully that's the right read here, game 8. So all we're trying to do, like I said, this whole time, we're just trying to hit the pocket. The cut line is going to be about 50 or 60 under, and currently I'm about 70 or 80 over. So I got plenty of room. I'm just trying to get a little bit more score, trying to keep figuring it out here. Yo! Oh, stay out there. I can't believe it came back. And then that one. That's all right. Good game. overall, went pretty well. Kept the mind nice and slow, made a bunch of ball changes and committed to a lot of them. The lanes were just really hard, so it was interesting for me to bring you guys along kind of my thought process when the lanes are so hard and each pair is so different from the last where you got to make all these ball changes. But absolute blast, plus 90 over. I'm sitting in 4th. We got 5 games tomorrow, and then they cut to the top 12. So 12-person bracket, the top 4 get a bye. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys want to see tomorrow, what you want the topic of tomorrow's vlog to be, or if you just want me to bring you along with no insight and only do polling. Yeah, let me know down below in the comments, and until tomorrow, we got the little dinner, coaching clinic, and then the top 21. So catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.